Hey guys, this is Mr. Wolfie, and the gameplay you're about to watch is just kind of there arbitrarily as a interesting backdrop to what I'm about to tell you. I've had a lot of people ask me, not a lot of people asking me, a lot of people have mentioned how are good ways to set up loadouts and things like that. People that aren't familiar with the game or haven't played much Halo, they're like, what weapons should I use, what armor abilities are good, all that sort of thing. And I'm going to do a short series where I'm going to get in detail about what I think, and I mean, I'm no kind of superhero or anything, but I am fairly intelligent and see a lot of opportunities that people miss out with their combinations with weapons, armor abilities, and armor upgrades. So let's start this one out pretty wide sweeping and just name off a few things that are very important that people overlook. When you're building a loadout, the most important thing you should be considering before you even select any weapons or anything is, what do you want the loadout to be about? Now, I'll just take this particular game for instance. I have a BR and a bolt shot as my two weapons because I knew that this was going to be a close range game, and it's just a good all-around combo for smaller maps, especially objective-based smaller maps, because you will be getting close range very often in an objective game, especially something like King of the Hill, Oddball, and Capture the Flag, because if you're somebody that's going for the flag, you're probably going to run into people guarding their base and things like that, and you might want to counter the flag that is, somebody is running with as well. I'm happy to be playing Regicide this game, so that's not really the main reason I chose this loadout, was because of the map itself. That's another thing to take into consideration. What map will you be playing on that you will be using the loadout? I can honestly say there's no one particular loadout that is perfect for every map. Some maps you need a DMR, some maps you can get by with using a VR, or a light rifle, or even a carbine or an automatic, but a lot of bigger maps you almost always want to go with a DMR. So think about you have 5 loadouts to, adapt however you want. But the most important thing, and the first thing you should look at, is your weapon choices. On a close range map, the BR is extremely viable. Secondary weapons, I don't recommend using firepower, by the way. A lot of people use firepower and give themselves like an AR or something, but you don't need the AR as your secondary anymore, because the sidearms are all equally effective in that format, and because you could really use an armor upgrade in that slot instead of firepower. So, this class, BR, bolt shot. I have a jetpack, which is, you should go down the list, basically, into considering what you want the class to be about. And so I picked the jetpack for this particular loadout, because the jetpack on this map, and on many smaller maps, is extremely useful. Especially in this circumstance I'm about to use it in. And we'll really get to the rest of it later. I mean, I'm just kind of touching on a few things here, giving you some lead-in information, and telling you the way I look at the entire experience is just play smart. So you definitely want to take everything into consideration, and not just, oh, I really want kills with the AR, so I'm going to make a class with the AR and use it all the time, because that's only good for the game in which you're using the AR at that time, maybe. So I think the next time we speak, I think I will go into really good detail about armor upgrades and support upgrades, because those two factors, as much as anything else, are important to setting up your class in a way that, or your loadout, in a way that makes it all around efficient and helps you play the game better. I'd also like to point out that a truly adequate player can play with any weapon combination, any loadout, any AA, anything. So don't think that you're going to be some kind of superhero for choosing a loadout that an MLG player is using.